Okay, good morning, all of you. Myself, Dr. Manmohan Singh Yadav, assistant professor in computer science and architecture, artificial intelligence department from IIMT College of Engineering, Gatineau. Now, today I deliver a lecture on a particular subject known as the data structure. In data structure, we select a particular topic known as the stack implementation using. Okay. First of all, we read the particular topic. We discuss the data structure. So what is the data? Data is the collection of the raw facts and figure. And what is the structure? A structure is means the particular way of organizing data. So we combine the data structure. In this, data structure is referred to the organization of the data to store data in a computer memory, in which data efficiently stored, processed, and retrieved is called the data structure. Why we use the data structure? We using the data structure, we save the space and time. If data is in structured way, we can save the space and time. If data is not in structured way, we store the last time last data. So there are the difficulty to accessing the data and processing the data. So now we move on the next slide. Type of the data structure. There are the different type of the data structure on the basis of the organizations. There are basically two types of the data structure: linear data structure and a non-linear data structure. In linear data structure, data is organized in a sequential way, so known as the linear data structure. In the linear data structure, there are the different type of the data techniques like array, linked list, stack, and queue. And in non-linear data structure, data is stored or organized in a random way. So this type of data structure is known as the non-linear data structure. In non-linear data structure, there are the different type of the technique like tree, graph, dictionary, heap, and trace. Now we move after storing the data. We have a different type of the operations on the data structure. So they are the first creating the data, inserting the data, deleting the data, updating, traversing, searching, sorting, merging, and destroying the data. In creating the data, we use create operations to create the space in a particular computer memory, and next inserting data. Inserting data means we already created data and we insert a particular data value in a list. So we use the operation insertion operations. And now next is deletion operation. Deletion operation is we delete a particular value from a list is known as deletion operations. Updating means we change the data value which is stored in the data is known as the updation technique. Next is the traversing operations. In the traversing operations, we visit the data which is stored in the database at least one time, known as the traversing operation. It is also known as the displaying the data in a particular list. Searching. In searching, we search a particular data in a stored data, so known as the searching operations. Sorting. In sorting, we use sort the elements in increasing or decreasing order. So we perform the sorting operations. Merging operation. In merging operation, we merge the particular list in one list to combine the second list. So we use the merging operations. Now we move on the next topic, stack using array. in different type of we discuss here the different type of the technique in which we use a particular technique known as the stack. In stack, we organize the data in a linear way, sequence linear way. So we access first insert the data. A particular label is known as the top of the value, top of the stack, and we delete the element. Then we last inserted element is deleted first. So this is also known as the LIFO property. Last in, first out. The stack is working on the last in, first out principle base. In the stack, we insert the element and delete the element is known is use a particular label is known as the top of the stack. First of all, in inserting the stack, the stack value is -1. So there is empty in the stack. Now, the operation on the stack. So basically, there are the two type of the operations: push operation and pop operation. In the push operation, we insert the element, and in the if we want to delete the operation, then we use the pop operations. So these are the steps to follow using array. Because the implementation of the stack is basically two types: static implementation and dynamic implementation. In static implementation, we using the array concept, and in dynamic implementation, we using the pointer concept. So these are the steps to follow if we implement the stack. First step is including the header files in which we use the programs and define a particular size. Stack, if we use the array, so stack size is fixed. There is no change in the stack size. So fixed size is used here. In step 2, declare the different type of the functions, because implementation of the stack is combination of the different type of the function, like push function, pop function, display function. These are the functions. So we declare all type of the functions when implementing the stack, and creating the one dimensional array, which is the fixed size, and now initialize the stack values variables, like top is equal to -1, and next the main method, which is display the menu with list of the operations and make suitable function called to perform the operation selected by use of the stack. Now, first of all, we discuss the push operation. In push operation, inserting a value into the stack. So here we discuss the algorithm of the push operations. In the first step is, first of all, we check the stack is empty or full. There are the two conditions to check the stack is empty or full. First of all, we stack is overflow or underflow. These are the two conditions to checking the when inserting the value into the push operation and pop operations. In push operation, we check the overflow conditions. If stack is already full, then this condition is overflow. How can we check it? We check the top value is equal to max size -1, then stack is full, and display a message stack is full and insertion is not possible. In step 3, if stack is not full, then we insert the value. When inserting the value, first of all, we increment the top value, top equal to top +1, and then after incrementing the top value, we insert a new data value at our data items into the stack by using these steps. Step 3 is top stack of the top equal to value. Now next operation is the pop operation. Pop operation is the deletion of value from the stack. In the pop operation, we check the underflow condition. If the stack is empty, means there is no elements in the stack, So we can't delete the particular element. So first of all, we check the underflow conditions. In step one, we check the underflow conditions. How can we check? If top equal to top value equal to -1, then stack is in underflow conditions. So we can't delete a particular element from a list. And after that, step third, if stack is not empty, then we delete a particular value from the list. And after deleting the value, we decrement the top value by 1, means top equal to top -1. Now third function is display function. It is also known as the traversing function, traversing operations in the stack. Traversing means the display elements of a stack. Now, first of all, we in step one, check whether stack is empty. How can we check? We check the top equal to top -1, then it is stack is empty. In step two, stack is empty, then we can terminate the functions. And in step third, if stack is not empty, then we take a particular variable for loop, and it is initialized the top value I is equal to top, and we decrement the value I, means we use the for loop to display array elements in the stacks. And this process is until the I value becomes 0. Now these are the implementation part. We implement of the stack using array. We implement in the C coding. First of all, we include the header files like studio.h, conio.h, and we define the array size. If array size is, we take any values. Here we take the values 10. We define the size equal to 10. Size or max size. So here are the variables to define the array's maximum size. And after that, we take three type of the functions: push functions, pop function, and display function. We already discussed in previous slide what is the push function, pop function, and display function. And initialize top equal to top -1. In starting position, top value is equal to -1. And after that, we start the main function. In main function, we also use switch case, while loop, and also switch case. We already discussed in C programming languages what is the switch case and how can it implemented in the C language. So they are the different type of the values we use. First value is for the push operation, and value 2 is used for the pop operation, and value 3 is used for the display function, and value 4 is exit from the programming coding. And after enter the choice, it is depend on your choice. If you take the value 1, 2, 3, then we enter the choice. If you enter the choice 1, like here while 1, then we enter the push function. Here switch case in different type of the case 1, case 2, and case 3. In case 1, we use the push values, push function, and in case 2, we use the pop. And third case is the display. If already push and pop operation for pop, then we display the total list in the stack. And now the 4 is the exit from the particular loop. And by default value, selection is wrong. These are the switch case statement. And now, if we select a particular value 1, then we enter a particular function, push function is known as the push function, and which value is stored in the particular value. These are stored in the value variable. First, if top equal to top size -1, then stack is full. We already discussed in algorithm. Top equal to max size -1, then stack is overflow. So it is not possible to insert the new elements. Else, if conditions is false, then we move on the else part. In else part, we already known. First of all, we increment the top value. After incrementing the top, in top equal to top plus one, which is the empty space, and then insert a particular value. How can insert? Now you can see here a particular stack of top equal to value. Means the new value is inserted into the top position. And then print a message insertion is successful. Now insertion process is completed. Then if you want to delete a particular item, so we move on the pop operations. Now we move on the next white pop. In the pop operation, we first of all we check the top equal to -1. If top equal to -1, then stack is empty. There is no element in the stack. So print a message deletion is not possible. Else what? If deletion is possible, then the particular value is stored in a stack, then it is stored in a particular variable. Means value equal to stack of top. These operations is performed to copy a particular data value in a particular variable known as value. And after the deleting the value, we decrement the top value. Means top equal to top -1. These operations performed to decrement the top operations for further insertion or deletion operations. Now, after completing the pop operation, if you want to see the elements in the stored in the data, so we perform the white operations, white display operations, also known as the termination of traversing operations. In this, first of all, we check top equal to top -1 and print the stack is empty. And else part, if it is not empty, then we use a for loop to accessing the array elements or stack elements. So we use here a for loop I is equal to top and I is greater than or equal to 0 and I minus. And next printf, in printf function, we use stack of I. I value is starting from the top, means stack of 10, stack of 9, stack of 8, and so on. These are the decreasing values. I values is decreases from top to 0. Now, after that, implementing these algorithms, we use output. Now you can see here we use the enter the twice one for displaying the inserting a particular value like a 20, and after that push operation is performed and insertion is successful, and after that next operations push pop display or exit. So if you depend on your choice, so you can use the pop operations and also the display operations. Now, okay, now these are the my topics to completed the stack implementation using array. Okay, thank you. Now, any questions? Okay.